from me?
He came to Champlin, so he'll go anywhere.
Jesus. They're not
If he'll
kidding.
go to Champlin, he'll go anywhere.
Hi guys, this is a common talking point, especially people my age. The husband is convinced they should rent forever. Read this little question here.
So my husband says by keeping our down payment invested, and the difference between our rent and would-be mortgage payment, say 200,000, 200,000, 6,000 in the market, and paying rent, currently 3,000 a month versus owning, we will come out on top because the S&P will always beat the real estate market, and we will save on major house repairs, etc. We will have to pay capital gains on selling stock for the down payment. I argue there are tax incentives, and we want to build equity versus pay someone else's mortgage. Besides the stability and emotional factors of owning a home, is he purely financially right? What do current tax laws state now? And if you live in your house 2 out of the previous 5 years and a homestead it, live in it, what can you do as a married couple?
Take up to a $500,000 freebie.
Tax-free.
What?
Standard & Poor doesn't give you tax-free, do they?
No,
I didn't think so. Yeah.
No.
So there's one thing that
there's a couple arguments we had with what she said. First of all, if she's paying $200,000 down, she's buying $1 million house or close to it, and her payment at $6,000 a month is pretty big payment. Maybe they should look at a smaller investment, and you know what I mean, or have multiple properties, because the average 1%er that I read an article about this recently where they talked about 24% of like people that are worth over like $10 million have invested into real estate, personal real estate of some kind, right? Of their worth. And then there's another 24% that have investments into commercial and other like apartments and multifamily. So there was over 50% of the multimillionaires that are out there have over 50% of their portfolios invested into real estate, because real estate is one of the consistent producers that outperforms the stock market historically and has tax benefits to it as well.
Yeah. And the other thing is the whole rental thing. I'm talking to some people that I'm currently renting to, and it's like, you know what? I might change my mind, and you got to be out by September. But if I don't change my mind, then maybe you can stay till March. And so I'm not so sure everyone wants to live like that either. To kind of be at the whim of the owner of your place telling you when you can't or when you have to leave. So I think that is a big thing.
Well, and let's do some. I got the old calculator out here, right? So you do the math on this. So they're paying $36,000 a year for usage for rent. It's going out the door. It's gone. Couple things that you can count on, like the sun coming up in the morning. Your rent is never going to go away, and your rent is never going to be as cheap as it is today. It's always going to consistently keep going up over time. And that versus a house, you pay it off in 15 years, and now you have all that money to do other things with, and so there's flaws to that investment theory that they were talking about.
There is repairs, which is true.
Normal.
That's true. You have normal upkeep and maintenance that you do have to do, no question. But I don't know. There's some pride of home ownership too, I would think, and just being able to have a place. But you're so right. I mean, if you're, and rent or your mortgage payment can go up too, because if your taxes or your insurance goes up, but at least at the end of the day, you're going to get rid of it. And did you gain equity? That 36,000, is it really 36,000? It might be 20,000 because you made 16,000, and how it went up, and then you add the tax benefit to that 16,000. Now it's 20. Because if it's long-term capital gain versus your homeowner exclusion tax value.
Well, just look at her cash on cash information she gave you. So $200,000 down, and so that she's going to throw in the stock market and outperform. So she's got to make about a 17% return on investment year after year to keep up with her rent on her cash on cash. So it's not sold.
Yeah.
Buy a house.
I mean, and I don't know. Yeah, I think stocks have gone down before too, haven't they? I thought they did. I thought people are jumping out of buildings at one time.
Yeah.
Did they? Yeah, I thought so.
It happens. I mean, and so when you get that kind of volatility too, I mean, my gosh, can you imagine your net worth every day going like this? And sometimes it does. I mean, there's people out there too, Chris, that are entrepreneurs. There's people that want to have a salary. I mean, you know, there's that 10th grade educated CEO that owns a company and has a lot of straight A master's degree students working for him, right? There's a lot to be thought to be put behind risk takers and going out there and understanding that you're going to gain equity and you need to take that risk. And there's some people that calculate the risk and get scared and they don't want to take the risk. God bless them. I mean, those are the renters of the world. There's a lot of renters out there and there's nothing wrong with that. Right. But just understand that the math doesn't add up to benefit you 100%.
Yeah. And here's the greatest part. You can do whatever the heck you want and do what you think is right. So very simple.
Thanks for getting us wound up, Nick. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Dreaming of a lakeside retreat? Here's why Minnesota is your paradise waiting to be discovered. Investment value. Lakeside properties in Minnesota are not just homes, they're valuable investments. Lifestyle upgrade. Imagine waking up to serene lake views, fishing at dawn, or boating under the sunset. Rental potential. Seasonal fluctuations mean you can earn rental income when you're not using the property. Proximity to urban centers. Enjoy the tranquility of nature without sacrificing the conveniences of city life. And variety, from cozy cabins to sprawling lake homes. There's a property for every taste and budget. Ready to dive in? Chris Rooney Home Experts will help you navigate these waters. Your dream lake home awaits.
It's just starting to get into the music, Chris.
Did you see that little profile of me right towards the end?
Yeah.
It's kind of like I was working.
Impressive.
I know.